To save this file, we have many options. Option number 1, as always, we will save it as a project file. And option number 2, we will save it as a garment file. Then, 2 more options. The third one, we will save it as the patterns file, which only pattern that we save, nothing else. As well as we will save it as a PDF file, okay? Alright, so let's first save it as a project file. Simply go to File and then click on Save As, and we want to save as projects. Then I'm going to name it First Dress, okay? Then navigate to my folder. In this case, I will go to Desktop. Then I'm going to create a folder for it. Click on that new folder and I will type in First Dress. This is my first dress that I made in CLO. And then I will click on Create. After that, come over here. And by the way, guys, projects file, we will save a projects file and a .png file. Click on Save here to save. And next, we want to save this as a garment file. Simply go to Files again, then go to Save As, and we want to select Garment. Then, when I first saving file, I will also, let's say garment, I like to name it garment, then dash, and then first dress. So this is just for me to quickly to find my file when I first starting out, okay? But file itself is already come with the file extension. So next, I'm going to navigate to my folder, which is Desktop, and then my first dress. Then, so if we look at right here, we have garment file .zpac and with a PNG, okay? So next, I'm going to click on Save and click on Save again. So far, we saved 2 files, projects and garment. Next, we want to export as a DXF file. So DXF file will only export this pattern here, okay? No avatar, no fabric, only this pattern. Simply go to File and then click on Export, and then we want to select DXF, okay? Then once again, I'm going to type in DXF and then first dress and navigate to my folder, which is Desktop and first dress, and then click on Save. Click on Save again. And by default, I have DXF format, which is DXF and -ASTM. And size format, greatness, perfect scale, millimeter. Pretty much leave everything as is by default and then click on OK. Next, we want to export it as a PDF file. I will go to File, come over here to Export, and then we want to select Adobe PDF. Simply type in PDF. Once again, guys, this is just for beginner. We want to easy and quickly read a file. It can be confusing when you're first starting out. So to name it clearly, double name is better than not enough, okay? First dress, and then navigate to my folder, which is Desktop, and first dress folder, and come down here, click on Save. And once again, click on Save. Okay, so this is a little bit more setting here that we want to focus on. So page margin. Page margin allows me to type in the amount that I want. So 10 centimeter for me is a lot, but it's just for safety. Leave the space around top and bottom, left and right of the pattern. And under basic, so scale millimeter, 100%, rotation, do not rotate, perfect. And right here, if I click on this arrow to expand and to close, so by default, everything checks here. I can check one right here to uncheck, or check once again to check all the boxes. Then click expand right here. We want fabric texture graphic. So fabric texture is more like an image of the fabric. It's not really a fabric like we save in the garments file, okay? You will see in a minute when we open the file back into CLO. So next, I'm going to come over here and click on this arrow here to expand. Under show all information, we have pattern name. I normally leave that unchecked because I already have pattern annotation. However, after you can check that box if you want to. it to me it's like kind of duplicated, and I normally not name my pattern. I list pattern annotation because I name it using pattern annotation. Line length a little bit too much because I don't need line length. It's just too duplicated when we brought it back in. You will see. Grain line, we need that. So check that grain line box. Button or buttonhole. In this case, we don't have button or buttonhole, but it's good to have that box checked. Then if we have button, buttonhole, it will have the mark on a garment. And 2D measurement, we don't need that either because it's kind of duplicated cell. Next, I'm going to click on OK here. There we go. So now we save all our files. We don't need these anymore, okay? We can simply delete or go over here to File and then select New Project. There you go. Now we can open a file back. So if I go back to File, then go to Open, click on Project, it takes me back to my folder. If yours doesn't do that, navigate to your folder, which is Desktop, and then for Dress, and then click on this project file. And then come down here, select on Open. So as you can see right here, when I open this file, everything in that file will come with it. When I save with the avatar, with the fabric, when I said fabric, this right here, this is the fabric with the fabric property that we use in CLO. So that's the garment file, including the avatar and the fabric and information that we use here. Let's say I want to see like 2D measurement and so on. I can come over here into this display menu and click on information. Can click on that. Now you see the line appear. I don't even need to import or export with those line length, as well as the pattern name. I can click on that and now the pattern name came with it. And once again, I did not name my pattern. Those pattern name is by CLO, which is a little bit confusing, and again, it's extra. We don't need though. So I usually hide pattern name and then hide this line length here. I can also check my line length, simply go to this Edit Pattern tool and then click on that line. I can come over here to the Property Editor and then see my line length right there. Let me click one on the page to deselect. When we save as a project file, we have avatar and the fabric, including everything that we draft onto that garment, okay? Next, let's go to File and then New Project once again. And we want to go to File, and this time we want to open the garment file, okay? So go to Open, and then we want to select Garment. And once again, click on this garment file, and then click on Open. Okay, so the difference is, garments file, we only save the garment. We do not save the avatar. If you want to submit for sale on CLO Connect, you can only sell the garments file. If you submit with the avatar, which means project file, you will get rejected. And the same here, we have annotation and we have fabric came with it. And if you want to display more information, simply come over here to this display menu, click on pattern name, line length, and so on. Okay, next I'm going to close that file again. Simply go to File and then click on New Project. Okay, so now we want to bring the XF file into CLO. To do that, go to File. Then instead of select Open, we want to come to Import and DXF. And by default, it leads us to that folder. Once again, now this DXF right here, we will click on it and then click on Open. And we have extra window here. However, though, pretty much leave it as is as default and then click on OK. Okay, so this is DXF. As you can see right here, we have pattern name, we have line length, and so on. And we have annotation. Simply come over here, you can hide pattern name, annotation, line length. However, though, I like annotation on because I get to see dress front and so on. And by default, we have default fabric, okay? It did not come with the fabric and CLO, it's only the pattern. That is the exact. Now, let me bring in the, okay, this one we want to click no. We don't want to save that file, okay? Then I'm going to File here and then click on Import and then click on Adobe AI/PDF. Then once again, we're going to navigate to that PDF file and then click on open. And by default, we have load type, open, scale millimeter, percent 100, import baseline, and then import as internal shape, perfect. Then click on OK. Okay, so this is when I meant click the fabric texture. So it brought in with fabric texture, but it's a color fabric texture. It does not have the property of the fabric. If we want to apply more fabric, simply click on that cotton fabric and then click on and then drop on it too, like that, which means apply with the property that we want. Okay, another thing that I want to point out here, when we brought in here as a PDF file, we have more work to do compared to the XI file. So next course will be advanced course, and I'm going to show you how to draft a basic A-line skirt using closely with the traditional drafting pattern method. Okay, so meet you then. Thanks for watching.